Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Yo, is Andre Ward a hater? Because every time when I hear him talking, man, it just seems like he is 100% like frick Canelo. And he can say what he wants. All respect to Canelo. I think Canelo's a great fighter. But this however, that shit is annoying to me. It's like people saying, hey, look, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but, you look fat. Or I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but, I think you're ugly. It's like, don't sit there, man, and start off with, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. Because you know what? That is exactly what you mean. And when I hear him out here talking about Canelo is hurting his legacy because Canelo looks like he'll never fight Benavidez. See, this is what causes people to come back and take a look at Andre Ward. Now, he decided to retire. Now, one thing I'll say about Andre Ward, if you didn't see that Super 6 tournament, it's hard to give him a lot of flack. Because what he pulled off in that Super 6 tournament against killers, there were killers in that Super 6 tournament. And he was the one who bubbled up to the top and won the whole thing. So he's kind of qualified to comment on how fighters are moving. The problem for me is he just doesn't seem to give Canelo any credit. Now, I understand him, Terrence Crawford, Shakir Stevenson, the relationship. But I'm just trying to make sense of this right here.
I'm going with Terrence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terrence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terrence Crawford against nobody right now.
Now, when I listen to that, when I hear fighters say there are weight classes for a reason, and they're pretty consistent with that, no problem. But then you come in, you want to say, however, in this particular case, I don't think the weight class is really going to matter. So I'm going to support this guy and pick him over Canelo. Because Canelo has to prove to me that he can break Terrence Crawford's will. Let me point something out to y'all. I already told you I think Canelo should be the favorite to win that fight. However, I also said I think Terrence Crawford, if he moves, and he boxes, he has a good chance of winning. In addition to that, I said he's got to stop. At some point, he's got to fight him. Terrence Crawford, he's not going to win a fight against Canelo running and trying to outbox him. It's not going to work. He's going to be able to do that, but he's going to have to mix that approach up with holding his ground. He's got to hold his ground at some time. So when Andre Ward talking about somebody breaking Canelo's will, or breaking Terrence Crawford's will, break his will how? What are you talking about? If he's not willing to engage with Canelo, how is what Andre Ward's saying make any goddamn sense? Break Terrence Crawford's will. If he's running around the ring, boxing, moving, trying not to get hit, just basically trying to pull a Jermell Charlo, but just let his hands go a little bit more, what will is there to be broken? Because he's not committing and he's not willing to exchange with Canelo. So to me, when you start talking about trying to break a fighter's will, Providnikov, Ruslan Providnikov, Chris Algieri. That was a pretty violent fight for Algieri. their first rounds. Marquez Pacquiao, that first round or that first fight, that's what you call trying to break somebody's will. But you had fighters trying to engage. And what did they do? They were able to regroup and come back and win those fights. Ricardo Mayorga is a good example of a fighter who it was hard to break his will, but it can be done. But you'd have to beat him down. But the way you can say, you know what, I got a lot of respect for a guy like Mayorga because Mayorga was there to fight you. Mayorga was looking to try to break your will and break your face too. But Crawford doesn't fight like that. So I don't think we've ever seen Crawford really in a position to where his will was really on the line. You know what I'm saying? Was really on the line. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes when Crawford and Canelo get in the ring. I'm just not so sure when you talk about trying to break somebody's will. I'm not really sure what Andre Ward is getting at, because Crawford's not going to be there to have his will broken or to have anyone say Crawford fought brave. I'm telling you right now. And what I will say is this. When Crawford fought Madrimov, hold on a second. My son is texting me. When Crawford fought Madrimov, damn it. When he fought Madrimov, Crawford was pushed in that fight. Was his will broken? No. Actually, I will say this. His will was fractured. It wasn't a clean break. But Terence Crawford's will was fractured in that fight. You can look at his body language. You can look at his facial expression. And you can look at his energy. And you can look at him at the end of that fight. And you can tell that Crawford was like, boy, boxing is not supposed to be easy. But damn, that was a hard fight. And Crawford had to dig super deep to make it through that fight. So was his will broken? No. But if Madrimov would have let those hands go a little bit more, I think there could have been a clean break in Crawford's will. Because Crawford even said, and he said it over and over, the word he used, right? The adjective he used to describe Madrimov, strong. It wasn't fast, wasn't tricky. The word he used, and this is what caused Crawford to get to fight, like play it safe, right? Was strong. And if that is Crawford's kryptonite, a strong fighter, right? Then this thing about Andre Ward talking about, can Canelo break his will? Canelo's stronger than Madrimov. And if Canelo can cut that ring off, put that pressure on him, and touch up Crawford, he will break his will. You know why? Because Crawford said, with Madrimov, he was strong. He said it over and over. And if he gets into it with Canelo, and Canelo's as strong as, we believe him to be, in comparison to Madrimov, Crawford will have his will broken. But I don't think Crawford's going to sit there and all of a sudden his legs are just going to fail him and find himself being stationary just long enough for Canelo to hit him with something crazy. I think Crawford's going to move. He's going to box. But in order for Crawford to win, he's going to have to hold his ground. He has to hold his ground at some point. Anyway, Andre Ward, look, I think he's a little bit of a hater. That's just me. When I watch him talking about how he'll come back for Jake Paul, let me tell you something. Andre Ward misses the limelight he can say what he wants. He misses those paydays. He sees what's going on in boxing. And deep down, that man wants to do it. He wants to do it. But I respect him not coming back. Because it's like me. I'm retired. And I see opportunities, man, to come out and do things. And I know I'm far more effective than most of these cats that's doing this shit. They're making big money. And I've had people reach out to me. And I've turned down opportunities. Because of my family, man, and my kids. It's like, I don't want to have a pound of flesh taken out of me no more. I think Andre Ward feels that too. The difference is, though, and it's his line of work. He gives his opinions on things. But he can't hide his bias towards Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson. He can't hide it at all. And that's why a lot of people, when he come out and he talks, especially about Canelo, he gets so much flack. Because they're like, he basically will never give Canelo a fair shake and give him any credit. Even though Andre Ward will try to, you can't start off saying something good about somebody, then come back and end it on something negative. Like, he does, I don't care what he says, he don't like Canelo. And I do think he's jealous of Canelo. I do. But had they fought when Andre Ward was active, I think Canelo would have had a hard time with him. I ain't gonna lie. I think Ward would have beat him. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Deep down, I believe Andre Ward is like, man, frick Canelo. Canelo could kiss my Andre Ward ass. I'm in the breeze.